What's going on, team? Back again, and boy, does it feel good to be here in the gym. Now, as you probably have noticed and have seen from my past videos, I've been doing this 30-day challenge, and today is day number 1. Again, if you haven't seen those videos, I'll be sure to leave a little bit of a link here for you guys to go check that out. But in my last video, I told you guys, what kind of rough outline I'm gonna be following for, this next 30 days as far as the workouts here. And again, today I wanted to go over, exactly what I did for those workouts. Like I said, I'm gonna hopefully keep you guys updated every single day for the next 30 days with these quick little, informal videos, just kind of updating you on what my workouts look like. So with all that being said, let's jump right into it. What I did today was, of course, came in and did some dynamic stretching and activations with the bands. Of course, got to start out with a good little warm up and get things all ready to go. So one thing I want to go over here, kind of specific to me, is my rear delts. For my shoulders, anyways, my rear delts are, the back part of my shoulder here is typically the weakest part. That's pretty common, but for me, it's like extra weak. I've had a few little injuries throughout the years, which is kind of, torn them up a little bit. But again, with those activations, the point is to kind of activate those little guys and get them extra ready for the workout, since they need a little bit of some extra help. So basically all I did was some band pull aparts and some external rotations, just really, again, kind of warming up those shoulders and getting them properly set up for this workout. So I started out, as you guys, again, can kind of follow along here with this outline. The first exercise was that heavy compound lift. With shoulders, it's pretty much going to be some sort of overhead press. That's pretty standard, but I went with a strict barbell press here, worked up to about 135 pounds, so a little heavy for me, kind of, again, hitting into those 5 to 6 reps per set. So I did about 3 or 4 sets of those guys, and then moved on to my second kind of compound exercise here, which was actually kind of a fun one. I did a overhead yoke carry. A yoke, you probably may not be familiar with what it is. Hopefully I'll try to find a picture or something to kind of pop it up here so you guys can check it out. But essentially you're just pushing the weight overhead, kind of keeping those arms pressed up, and then just taking small little controlled steps. It really works with your balance, and you can go pretty heavy with it. You'd be surprised because you're not repping it out, you're kind of just holding it overhead. The hardest portion is just kind of getting it up there. But again, it does wobble really crazily as you start walking. So it's definitely a really good exercise for the stability. And I might have mentioned before, but one thing I really want to focus in these 30 days is to work on my shoulder stability. So chose to go with this guy for my exercise number 2, and I'm actually really happy about it. It felt really good, and it was just really fun to do something a little bit more dynamic and kind of like strongman-esque. So that was really cool just to change it up a little bit. After that, for pretty much the whole rest of the workout, I did just a bunch of side lateral raises. So it's kind of just, raising your arms up to the sides. All these exercises, by the way, I'm gonna keep pretty simple as far as like the names and things like that. If you guys have any questions about each one, feel free to leave a comment down below. But the reason why I wanna keep this pretty simple with the naming is so you guys can do a quick little Google search as far as, finding some videos and things like that. I don't wanna make these updates too long and bore you guys with, a demonstration of every single workout. So you're welcome to go ahead and check those out as you need. But like I was saying, I did a bunch of these side lateral raises. Again, felt really good to work on the contraction, so lowering the weight a little bit like I mentioned before, and again focusing on that squeeze. Especially with those side lateral raises, it's kind of important to not get all trappy if you will with it, and really to focus on those shoulders being the main movers here, which is the goal. So to be more specific, for my third exercise and my fourth, I basically just use a different variation of cables. So at first I went behind the back. It felt really good to have that different angle coming from behind the back, where normally you might be used to coming in front of your body. So that felt really good. And then I moved on to a similar exercise rather, but doing those side lateral raises, but going through the leg with a cable. So basically I stand kind of in sort of like a standing lunge position almost, with my feet kind of staggered like this, and the cable is going through. So that worked out pretty well. Again, that's one of my favorites, I would say, for like single arm lateral raises. Feels super good, and I would recommend you guys, when you're doing shoulders, to throw in a lot of cables. It's nice to have that like consistent weight or consistent resistance. If you've ever kind of experienced, dumbbells versus cables, you kind of know what I mean here by the consistent resistance. But anyways, for shoulders, it felt really good to do those two for 3 and 4. Like I said, starting out behind the back and then going between the legs for those side delts. You might already notice, but I've kind of structured it where, I start with like the front delt, for instance, here in the shoulders is my strongest portion of the shoulder. So all that overhead pressing is really focusing on that front delt, and then I kind of work it down into the weaker ones as I start to get more and more tired. So yeah, 3 and 4 is going into those side delts with the medial delt, or basically just the side of your shoulder. So there's the front, the middle, and this back there. So anyways, speaking of the back, at the end of my workout, I started to incorporate some cable pull-aparts. This workout was actually a lot of cables now that I think about it, but those cable pull-aparts, again, just coming in front of the body and then just opening out wide. That way I really get a good, contraction there on that rear delt. So again, following along with this outline, these last 2 exercises were, I believe, the pull-aparts first, and then I did kind of a circuit. So the last exercise I'll go over separately, but for number 5 there, I did those pull-aparts, focusing on like 15 to 20 repetitions, and again, much lighter weight. Again, just to preface everything, if you guys have any more questions on all of these exercises or workouts, I know I'm kind of just breezing through this. This is really just to kind of let you know what I'm doing, and not necessarily to go full in depth as to like why I'm doing this, or that kind of thing. It's mainly just so you guys can kind of follow along and see what I'm up to throughout these 30 days. And hopefully, if you like any of these exercises or want to try them out, you can definitely give them a shot and let me know how it works. But again, leave any comments if you guys want any more description over these exercises. I'd be happy to even do like full demonstrations, the whole thing. So just let me know. All right, so to finish out the exercise, I did something a little bit different. So it's kind of like a superset or like giant set, if you were. So like, you're combining a couple different exercises to finish it out and really burn out those muscles. Long story short, the point of what I'm saying here is this last superset, I really tried to do as much as I possibly could. 10 dumbbell front raises, 10 side lateral raises, and then 10 rear delt flies. And then immediately going to 9, 9, and 9, and then 8, 8, 8, all the way down to 1. So you're not letting go of these dumbbells at all throughout the whole exercise. And it's like one giant continuous circuit. So I'm starting out with 10 side raises, then 10 front, and then 10 rear, and then immediately going into 9 side, 9 front, 9 rear, and then down all the way to 1. I did for the last, so for 2 reps on each one, and then 1 rep on each one, I held it at the end, because 1 rep is, even though you're pretty tired at this point, it's still not that much. So a good little hold at the end just to really burn it out. Again, that's the purpose of these last 2 exercises, really to burn out the muscles and get as much blood into them as possible. So you're hitting each part of the muscle with this superset here, this giant set, which was awesome. Felt really good to finish out with those guys. And I think that that last little superset really did some good work there. So overall, I'm feeling pretty good about those exercises. Like I said, these updates are kind of just to let you know what I tried for today. The next time I come back and do some more shoulders, I probably will change up a few things here and there. I did really like the yoke carry, but again, just kind of feeling it out and making sure I stick to this outline, but have the flexibility to change things as I want. So overall, again, it felt really good. And of course, before we leave the gym, I definitely hit a little bit of some abs and rolled out with a foam roller. And then of course, that cool down incorporates a little bit of static stretch, or using some foam rollers, or tennis balls or lacrosse balls, things like that, just to kind of really get some pressure into that muscle. But overall, like I said, it felt really good, and I'm happy with this outline. If you guys enjoyed any of these exercises or have any more questions, be sure to leave comments down below. Let me know what's up. I'm super happy about this little series that we got going on, and I'm stoked to, again, finally be here in the gym crushing these workouts, and I hope you guys are as well. Well, with all that being said, I had a great day today. I hope you guys enjoyed. Day number 1, kicked it off to a good start. I will be back again tomorrow, of course, and yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Go ahead and subscribe to make sure you guys are notified whenever I post these little updates. And yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.